I even went to therapists, didn't help me. I made this channel and I'm doing these videos because there wasn't help available when I needed it. And there's not enough out there for everyone else that needs it. They may not find it even if it is available. So that's why I made this channel. Thank you again for your feedback. And D again from Germany. I've been dating a man who I thought was healthy, but lately he's been twisting my words and adding crap like that. I guess he's been saying stuff like that. So even if he's not a narc, that's just too immature and, again, manipulative to me. It's not respectful. I have already distanced myself and will most probably end it next week when we can talk in person. I will end it in a healthy way. Learned a lot from the narc before. That's great. You're being true to yourself, D, right? You're being true to yourself. You believe that we should give closure to somebody else because you value respect and he's not respecting you, right? So he's not meeting your standards and he needs to be out of your life, period. Unless you want to start training him and changing him. Wait, we've already done that before. I've tried to do that before. That's great. I love to see that. I hope you follow through with that. And that's great that you're going to talk to him. I hope it goes okay for you, D. Stay true to yourself. That's how we stay true to ourselves. No matter how somebody's treating me, I stay true to myself, right? We don't, they're abusing me, I abuse them back. Because they're abusive. Well, now you were just abusive. Now they can abuse you back. Yeah. And more from D. Thank you, David, for helping me stay halfway sane via your content. What you do is really important, and I think you have the most realistic attitude towards this issue. Well, thank you. Thanks, D, again. Very nice. You always have great feedback, and you speak perfect English. Richard from Dublin. Hi, Richard. I really miss you, but I don't want to be around you. What does that mean, David? Well, I don't know the person that said that, so I'm just going to generalize. I wrote down here, it sounds like I need you, but I hate you. I need you, but I hate you, right? If I don't want to be around you, how can I miss you? You guys come to me and tell me how much you love this person that you can't stand. Right? I love them, though. I'll get the most loyal victims. They'll come in and say, I was beaten. They took all my money. They put me in jail. They blah, blah, blah. But I love her. I love him so much. And I'll just be like, wow, I think we're a little confused. Right? It's total dependency and avoidance. I will explain more today, is what I said to you. It's an avoidant attachment style, it sounds like, right? Think of it as everybody seeks attachment because it's the most relationships and our emotional needs are the most important thing to us. So even narcissists seek out attachment with people and they're extremely avoidant, meaning they never were close growing up to people. They were never emotionally close. They never had emotional connection, never said, I love you, never got any kind of emotional attention at all from their parents or caretakers. And so they have this avoidant attachment style, and that means as they seek attachment and they want to get close, and then as they get close, they push you away. This is something we might do after enough experiences. We might start being more avoidant. But it's total dependency. Codependent relationships can be defined as one part is we have problems in a relationship, we don't fix them, but we don't end the relationship. If I'm being abused and this person abusing me is cheating on me and never home and never gives me anything I need and there's nothing good about it anymore, why would I stay in it? Sounds like an addiction, doesn't it? Sounds like, I shoot heroin in my arm every day. It was okay for a few months, but now I've lost my job. I've lost a bunch of weight or gained a bunch of weight, lost all my friends and family. I have literally nothing. I lost all my money. So why don't I quit? If it's doing all this bad to me, why don't I just quit? Oh, I'm addicted. I'm dependent. I need it. Narcissists need people. You were in a relationship with this person, so you needed them too, emotionally. Can't take care of ourselves emotionally, give ourselves what we need, depending on other people. And that's what this person's doing. So often I see a narcissist that says, I hate you, but I'm never going to leave you. I'm not going to make it that easy for you. They're never home, but they do come home and they get what they need. And when they don't get what they need anymore from you, they go find somebody else. Not be by themselves like we do. Go find somebody else. Right. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Richard. And leave us love. Gosh. Oh, thank you. From Cyprus. Hello. Thanks for answering my question, David. I have absolutely no intentions of another relationship because I am so happy as I am. Yes, I think I still have issues with the fact that I will never get closure. But even if I am thinking about other relationships, I feel a weird sense of loyalty towards my narcissist ex. I think this stems from my upbringing as I grew up in a very stable family where people were not abused by their partners and there was absolutely no infidelity, lies, and deceit. I just still cannot comprehend his double life in 25 years of marriage I had with him, and my sense of loyalty is so strong and innate in me. I can't shrug it off. Thank you, David Cypress. Thank you, and I'm sorry. That's horrible. 25-year marriage of cheating, deceit, and not getting anything you needed. Now, I know somebody that's cheating on their partner is not meeting their emotional needs, period. Just by that alone, you can know. Because the other person isn't receiving their own autonomy. There's no security at all. There's no emotional connection, or you wouldn't do that when you keep secrets from your partner. There's no connection. So this person did not, that's the important part. This person did not give you what you need for 25 years. That means your parents did either. I promise you. I absolutely would bank everything I own on that. There's no reason why you're going to stay in a relationship, a marriage, for 25 years and never get what you needed unless that's what you're used to. Okay? A secure attachment style wouldn't put up with this for a month, yet 25 years. So we don't have a secure attachment style. That means we don't have much security in our life, emotional security. You said you can't figure this out because your family was very stable. Not emotionally. They were dependent. Your sense of loyalty comes from how they needed you and depended on you. And you have to be there no matter what. No matter what you want. No matter how you feel. No matter what your values are. No matter what you need that you didn't get from them. You still have to be there for them. And they train that. And they made you very good at that. And you're still doing it today with people who are lying, deceiving, and traumatizing and neglecting you. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Please keep asking more questions so I can help you understand better. Thanks. Kimberly Croft. Tell us where you are, guys. Let us know your locations. Thanks. Kimberly says, relationships with BPDs are so toxic. Listen to your body. It is telling you something. Yeah. Anybody out there dated borderlines and narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths? Red flags are your body doing things. It's not just what somebody's doing. That doesn't matter. Remember, it doesn't matter what you do, only how you feel about it. Think about that for a long time. Long time. I hope that sticks in your head forever. Doesn't matter what you do. Stop judging people. Stop judging yourself. We can make mistakes. We've been bad to people. We have to forgive ourselves and be better. Our body is the red flag. That's uncomfortable. I don't like that. That's scary. That's too fast. Okay? So it's about how we feel. And we ignored how we feel. Don't ever do that. You fix one problem and they have another problem and another problem and another. Constant state of chaos. Great video on BPDs. Thank you, Kimberly. I say that a relationship with a borderline is pretty much they've got a hamster wheel in their head and they're getting you on that hamster wheel and just focusing on them and all their problems and try to fix them. But don't fix them all because that's what they identify with, right? The process, it's the process. It's not about the goal line. It's about just the process. Just keep doing it and keep doing it, keep doing it. Massive attention. Borderlines require massive attention, just like little kids. Thank you. Michael, no, your channel's called Michael. Oh, this is Lorraine from Scotland. Hi, Lorraine. Thank you, David. Really appreciate all information. You are so welcome, Lorraine. Thank you for telling me. Hi, David. Sydney from Michigan. Hello, Sydney. So I was with the absolute worst narcissist sociopath of 3 years who is currently in jail. I bet he was not the worst. And I can't tell if I have picked up some of his toxic traits. Probably. Common. He definitely was borderline. And he definitely was borderline. I thought he was a narcissist sociopath. So, wow, he has 3 personality disorders. And when you talk about them, they sound so crazy. But I feel as if I have several of those traits. Maybe I'm a quiet borderline, or is it just C-PTSD? I know you can't diagnose me, but would love to hear what your thoughts are, or I guess just more in-depth information about it. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Sydney. it doesn't work to sit there and go, am I borderline or do I have CPTSD? Okay, they're two different problems. It's like saying, do I have diabetes or do I just have something in my eye or something? I mean, it's like, well, borderlines have CPTSD. Borderlines have CPTSD. CPTSD is a stress disorder. Borderline is a personality disorder. So they're totally different, but a borderline has CPTSD, but not everybody that has CPTSD has a personality disorder, okay? Real simple. I understand how they get confused, and the DSM doesn't even have CPTSD in it. And many, many people with CPTSD have been misdiagnosed as borderline, and they're not. They're not. Think of borderline as a spectrum that we are all on. And if you have CPTSD, you're definitely a little higher on that spectrum, okay? Maybe higher than people who do not. Definitely. I hope that makes sense. But keep asking questions, Sydney, and so you can better understand, okay? And I hope I can help you understand better. You have several of those traits. Yes, but it's a criteria that you have to have. You have to have 5 of the criteria. 5 diagnostic traits, okay? And so some of the traits you're speaking of may not even be diagnostic traits, okay? But they're going to be shared, yeah. And you could pick up some of these toxic traits, yeah. I think what's important is to understand why you were in this relationship. I always resort back to childhood. Some of these toxic traits you have may not have just been picked up by this person, but may have been taught to you in childhood too, okay? Thank you. Keep asking. Okay, so Sandra, I can't remember where you're from. You told me before. I'm sorry. Sandra is replying to my comment about, she asked me something about her son who's autistic and wants to know the similarities with narcissistic personality disorder. And I tried to help her understand that there's 3 parts that make up who we are. So when you're talking about a personality disorder, it's all 3, but it's mostly your upbringing. Okay, you can be genetically disposed to be more inclined to have a disorder, right? But that's not what made you have the disorder. Genetics, no. It could be a part. Culture could play a little part, but it's your upbringing. It's development. It's child development. And so, well, here you say, you are so correct in your response, but believe me, there are moments when her son says something or does something that I know he can't help due to his disability, and it stops me in my tracks and think that's exactly how my ex reacted. It's the similarities that have me second guessing. Totally. And these are behaviors, okay? And there's just so much overlapping with so many different things. So that's why doctors, sometimes it takes a long time to diagnose somebody, because you're exhibiting traits of this, exhibiting traits of that, exhibiting traits. And that's why there's so many misdiagnoses. You think of a borderline, the most common misdiagnosis is bipolar. And that's because they're going down the list and they check off bipolar and they didn't continue down further to personality disorder. They said, well, they just stopped there. Fits. And it's wrong. It's misdiagnosed and it's terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. A behavioral disorder to a personality disorder couldn't be more wrong. My ex was emotionally like a 5-year-old. And so that's enough there. And I explained to you, Sandra, and I have to you guys in other videos, but narcissists are underdeveloped children. Every year is absolutely crucial of child development to become a functioning adult. Every single year. Okay? And we aren't done until we're in our 20s. Okay? And I use this example all the time. I think it's a good one. All of you may have known some bully in high school, a guy or girl that was mean, nasty, showed no empathy to people, right? And then you might see them after high school, several years, you might see them in college, after college, in their 20s, and they seem like decent people now. They're like, oh, wow, they're totally nice and respectful and kind. Yeah, they finished developing empathy. So they didn't until they were 18, 19. So imagine a narcissist who never develops, and they never developed empathy. Make sense? So people, you have a relationship with a narcissist, or let's say you have children with a narcissist, you have children with another emotional child. That's why it's not co-parenting with a narcissist. Call it parallel parenting with the children. I hope that helps you understand. I think you said it does. Thank you. Let me know if it doesn't. And Richard from Dublin, Ireland, wrote me a question. It was a little hard for me to understand, the language barrier. Hi, David. This used to really annoy me. Hard to explain, but I like roll-up tobacco, and I roll a lot. And every time I did, so my ex would stare at my hands really intently, made me uncomfortable. And also, I have a lot of says I'd like to say, okay, there's some bad language in this, which I'm not offended by. I swear all the time, but I can't on the channel because, can't say this, can't say that, can't do this, can't do that. Love censorship. But what this is somebody who doesn't know who they are. No developed sense of self. Okay? Children mirror and mimic people, and we should, and we need to. Okay? But if we're not fully developed into an adult, we might continue to do it. Okay? And it's observing and watching people and how different they are. And we want to be like them, and that's how we learn to navigate and give ourselves what we want and need, by copying, mimicking, and imitating and mirroring, right? It's beneficial as a child. But this clearly goes, it supports what I just said. Borderline is caused by trauma, childhood trauma. No attachment to mother right away, abuse, neglect, and massive abandonment, trauma. And trauma stopped their development. Most children who are abused really bad and traumatized, it tends to be kind of after 5, 6, 7, 8. And you'll notice most borderlines are right in there. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how they act. That's how emotionally intelligent they are. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to judge or hate on people like that. I'm helping other people understand that borderlines are emotional children. They haven't fully developed into a functioning adult. Okay? And the trauma they had is like it just happened yesterday. They are little children trying to figure out who they are still. Okay? And so they're still mimicking and mirroring and copying. And they will pick up all the time what you're saying, what you're doing. I've said this before. One really good way to know that your borderline is cheating on you is they start changing little things all at once. Little things about who they are. Because they don't know who they are, so it's easy to be someone else. Who cares, right? I'll just be into this, and I'll wear Harley Davidson gear and ride on the back of motorcycles, and now I'm a biker. I wasn't a week ago, never gave it a second thought, but I met this guy who's amazing, and now I want to be like a biker like him. See, I just trash and throw away everything that I know that I am, and now I'm going to be totally this now. You can't get more unstable than that, right? So one way you know borderline's cheating on you is they start this little saying all the time they picked up, and you're like, what is that? And they don't tell you who it's from. They don't tell you who else said it, right? All of a sudden they're a New York Yankees fan out of nowhere, and you're like, we've never been to New York. I'm not a Yankees fan. Do you even know one? No. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They know a New York Yankees fan. Their new boyfriend rides Harleys. Hope that makes sense. They will copy, mimic, mirror, imitate, like children. Children do it, right? Children pick up things immediately, Don't swear around your children if you don't want them. And we shouldn't swear around children because society says it's wrong, and you don't want a child to go up and swear, they don't have a chance. You want them to kind of, conform to society to kind of get what they need and want, right? So they're accepted and not so. But you swear around a kid, right? They pick that up right away before they even know what it means. They're repeating and copying it. Hope that makes sense, Richard. Thank you for your question. And that's it, guys. That's the end of the Q&As. Thank you very, very much. Great questions. Great questions. Keep them coming, please. Please keep asking. Let me know what you guys think of my answers, too. I often reply a lot, and I don't see anybody replying to me on their questions. And then I say their questions here, I answer them, and a lot of people don't say anything, so I don't even know if you got it. So let me know and keep asking questions. Like I said before, it doesn't matter how bad they are. There's no such thing as a bad question. Ask me anything. You can ask me personal questions. I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to understand and heal. And if this is the only source you have, ask questions. Okay. I hope you're talking to somebody else, sharing all of this with someone else, not keeping it all to yourself. Okay. It causes disease. Thank you, everybody, very, very much. Great Q&A this week. And try to enjoy the rest of your week, guys. And ask questions. I'll see you next Monday. Love yourself first. Bye-bye.